Have you ever wondered how long your essay, blog post, or code snippet is? Ever been curious about how to create a feature that counts words, special characters, and characters in real time, and even estimate the reading time for your content? Or do you want to know how to build a live word and character counter for your text inputs or text area? Well, we have got a fantastic solution for you. Hi, hello guys. This is Sharat Chandar K. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we will create our own word and character counter from scratch using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Without wasting your time, let's dive into a quick demo. With this handy tool, you will be able to instantly see the number of words, characters with space and without space with real time in your text. So no more manual counting or guessing. So we have total 8 words with 49 characters with space and 42 characters without space with 5 special characters, and this will take 1 minute read time. So if I type a space, it will add the counts into the characters only. If I remove, it will be again reset the space whatever we have the length. And if I add more characters or if I add more words, subscribe to my channel. Now this will change the words as well as the characters and the special characters and then read time. So if I clear, it will be instantly you can see the changes over below. So if I have some paragraph, I will paste it here. So this is a long paragraph. This have 276 words with 1595 characters with space and 1325 characters without space. These have 39 special characters and this will take 2 minutes read time. So if I modify something, this also it will be able to affect over here. And if I repaste the same thing again, now you can see 553 words, the characters, special characters and the read time also change. By the end of this video, you will have a powerful word counter app that you can use to count characters with and without space, special characters, and how much time it takes to read the string entered by the user effortlessly. That's all for the demo. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe for more coding tutorial and tech content. Let's build our own. I have already created a project folder name called word counter. Let me open this into my favorite code editor, Visual Studio Code. Let me drag this directory into a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will automatically load all the files into the directory. Inside the directory, I have already created a index.html, style.css and script.js. Let's start adding the HTML code into the index.html. Type exclamatory symbol and hit enter. It will automatically create a HTML boilerplate. Then we'll change the title to word counter by Sharachandar K. And then we'll link other two files into the index.html. For that, we have a extension with link CSS. The link tag defines the relationship between current document and an external resource. If you hit enter, it will automatically create the link with the href of style.css, and then we'll add the script tag. So for that again we have a abbreviation for script src. So a script tag is used to embed a client-side script, or it points to an external script file through the source attribute. So if I hit enter, it will create a script with source. So we need to manually type the script file. So this is a script.js. If I save now, then we'll start adding the elements into the body. Body element contains all the content of an HTML document. First, we'll add the div tag. A div tag defines a division or a session into an HTML document. For that, we'll have a abbreviation with dot container. If you hit enter, so it will create a div tag with class attribute with the value of container. Inside that, we'll add the h2. The h2 tag are used to define HTML headings. So with that, so we'll add the h2 value of live word counter, and then we'll add the text area. text area defines a multi-line text input control. For that, we'll add the text area with the ID of word counter. Let us see our HTML design into the action. So for that, we'll have a popular extension name called live server. Here in the status bar, we have a go live option. If we click this, it will automatically open the design into our default browser. What is live server? Generally, when we made any changes into our code, to see the changes, we need to manually refresh to see the changes happening. Here, the live server come into the picture. Once we click the live server, it will automatically run to your default browser. Once we made any changes into our code, it will automatically reflect into the browser. So for example, if I'm adding live word counter today, if I save this, now you can see this will automatically refresh and show the output into the browser. So if I remove it again, if I save it again, now it will automatically change without reload our browser. So then the next thing, we need to add the labels to identify the user what we are going to show. So for that, we'll add a label inside the div. So again, I will add a dot of row. It will create a div tag. Inside that, we are going to add the label of values with, we are going to show 0 words, and I will copy this and I will paste it. We are going to show, we are going to show total words and characters, and then characters without space, and above this should be with space, and then total special characters, and then read times. So this should be, we are going to show in minutes. So now if I save this, live server will take care and we can able to see the changes here. So for that, this 0 will change dynamically once the user entered here. So for that, I will add a span tag. Inside the span tag, I'm going to show this because this should be dynamic, so we can able to change with the span tag. For that, I will add a ID over here, total words, and then again this also will change to the span tag. This should be, this ID should be care, total care with space, and again this should be span tag of 0 with the ID of total care without space, and then this should be ID of total special character, total special care, and then this should be total read time. ID should be total read time. Now that's all for the HTML. Now we'll jump into the style.css. We'll add the styles. So for that, first we'll add the asterisk. Asterisk is an wildcard that means all element. If we add the asterisk with margin of 0 px and then padding of 0 px, font family Poppins, and then secondary font family should be sans serif, and then box sizing should be border box. If I save this, now you can see all the elements removed by padding and margin. This is what the wildcard, and then we'll add the styles to the body. So for that, if it is a body, the element name, it will be reachable to add the styles. So for that, I will set a background color of light blue. I need to set this container into the center of the screen. I have already added a video how to center a div 4 ways. Please do check it out in the code. So for that, I will add a min height of 100 VH. VH is an viewport height, and then we'll set this display flags, and then align item should be center. Justify content also center. If I say this, now you can see all the element should be center of the screen, and then we'll add the styles to the container. So if it is a class, so we need to use the dot and then the class name. So we'll set the width of 650 px, and then height should be 450 px, and then we'll add the background color of white, and then padding inner space should be 10 px, then border radius should be 10 px, and we'll set the text align center. If I save, see now you can see, so I can little bit, yeah, now you can clearly see. And then we'll add the styles to the text area. We'll add the styles directly to the text area with the element name. Before that, I forgot to add the import URL for the font of Poppins. So now if I save this, now you can see the difference between the previous and then current font. So now we'll go and add the styles to the text area. I will add the width of 100 px. It will take the width of 100 px to the container, and then height of 300 px, and then padding inner space should be 5 px. We'll set the border radius of 5 px, and then we no need to resize this. So for that we have a option to set resize of none. If I save, see you can't see that option to resize this. And then we'll add the font size of 22 px, and then we'll remove the outline set to none. Now if I save, now we'll add the styles to the labels. For that we have added a labels inside the row. So I will add the styles to the div with the class attribute dot row. So we'll set display flags. We need to set all the label center of the row, and then justify content should be space around, and then we'll set align item should be center. Now if I save, all the text should be in center, and we got space between those labels. So and then add some padding to the label. So label of padding should be 10 px. See now we can see the inner space over here, and then we'll change this 0 to bold, so then user can able to understand. So for that we'll add the row pan font weight bold, then we'll show some font size bigger. So I will add 20 px. Now if I save, so you can see this. Now here the zero is missed, and we need to align these labels. So for that I will go to the index.html, and I will add the 0 to the special characters, and then we'll add the line break. So if I save, now you can see this. So and then I will add a line break to here. If I save, so the same thing I can copy, and I can paste it here, and I can paste it here. If I save, now you can see this. And what about this? And we'll add this too. If I save, see now you can see. Now this 0 words not in the alignment. So for that we'll do little trick over here. We'll add another break space here and type and NBSP. This will add a small space here. If I save, now you can see the all the labels, it is in the alignment, and we can able to see in the single line. So then that's all for the design. Now we'll jump into the script.js. In the script.js we are going to add the declaration using document. What is document? Document represent your web page. So if I add console.log with document, if I save in the console.log, you can see the entire document object. The document object is the owner of all other object in your web page. So you can see all the document element with the values. This is the owner of the web page. So with the help of document, we are going to do the declaration. Const declaration with word counter. This word counter is text area. So we have already added a word counter with the ID. The easiest way to find an HTML element in the DOM using the element by ID. So for that, document dot get element by ID with the value of word counter, and then we are going to change this values dynamically. This also will declare in the same const. For that, I will go here and I will copy this ID and I will set document dot get element by ID and will add the total characters with space document dot get element by ID. The next declaration is total word code document dot get element by ID, and then next thing is total special characters document dot get element by ID, and then total read time equal to document dot get element by ID. So if you want more course related DOM and then document, please let me know in the comment box. I will create a separate video on that DOM. So then the next thing will create a function. Function is a block of code designed to perform a specific task. So for that, we'll create a function with a function keyword with the name of get total words. And then now this parameter should be, this is not required, so we can remove this. And then we'll declare another function with the name of get character with space. So for that, first we'll get the total words and then we'll get the total word char with space, and then next function should be get total characters without space, and then next function should be get special character, and then next function is get total read time. That's all for the declaration. Now let's start with adding the functionality. For that, now we need to calculate the total words, characters, special characters while entering the text into the text area by the user. For that, what we need to do? For that, we need to add the Keyup functionality. So based on that Keyup, we are going to calculate all these values. So for that, we'll simply write add event listener for this word counter dot add event listener event with the help of Keyup. With the function, we'll pass the event over here, and if I dot console dot log e dot, we are going to get the target value. So for that, we'll have a target dot value. If I save, now if I hit the console, now if I type something, now you will get all the characters what we are type into the text area. If we clear and it will type, we will get all the characters. With the help of this, we are going to calculate the words. First, I will assign this into a let declaration with count values. We are going to change this zero values into the dynamic values. For that, I will add the inner text. Already we had declaration with total words dot inner text should be 1. So if I save this, now if I type, see, now you can see the changes over here. So the same thing I can do for other elements too. So we have total 5 elements. So I will change all the declarations element dot inner text. So if I save, now if I type something, see, all the characters is changing. Based on the key up, we are going to add this. So for that, what we'll do, first we'll add the get total words. We'll remove the one and we'll add the function here, and we'll pass the count values here. So if I pause here, and we need to receive the string over here. From here, if I do a console.log, so if I type something, see, now the console is eating inside this function. So for that, what we can do, simply will return the value of 10. So if I save, if I type, see, now you can see the return value. So for that, what we can do, get the total words, how we are considering the words. For example, if I am Shah, so here we have a two words, because in between we have a space. If the string in between the space we are considering as a word. So for that, what I will do, I will check the string dot length greater than 0, then we'll split the values. For that, string dot split with the help of space. So for that, s plus dot length, else will send as a 0. I will remove the console.log here. If I save, now if I type, the word is 1. If I hit space, now you can see the difference. This is test. See, now you can see the 3 words here. If I remove space, it will consider as a 2 words because we are checking the split between the space. We'll complete the total words, then we'll jump into the total characters. So same as what we can do, we'll change all the declaration with the counter values, and we'll change this one to this with counter values, and then to special characters counter value, then get readtime function will pass the counter values, and then we'll add the parameters to all the functions. So then we'll jump into check all the characters what the user is entered. This is one of the easiest one to find the length. So for that, string, we'll add the string dot length. So if I save, now you can see the length. The others undefined right now we can ignore because we are not returning any values. So we are getting a undefined. So if I type, now you can see the words and then characters. And then next thing we are going to get the characters without space. For that I will jump into this function, will return the string dot split, and then we'll join because we are going to remove all the space. So I will remove all the space and I will join the string with not no space, and then we'll find the length. So if I save, if I type here, this is test. See, now we have two space. This two space we have splitted and we have joined to no space. So we are getting the length of 10 characters. So now we are going to check the total special characters. For that, we'll add the let special character equal to, we have the regex value. So for that, I will add the regex value array into this let variable. So and then we need to check counts of the special character. So for that, I will set a count of 0, and then we'll add the for loop with the index of I, and then string of length. We are going to check the length of the user enter string, and then we'll check the special character. For that, in the regex we have a prototype with test. So we'll pass the string dot I. So this will get each characters and test if the special character is present or not. If this is present, we are going to set the count plus plus, and then we'll return the counts. So based on this, this will check all the special characters array in the regex. It will test each string. If any of the string present special characters includes this, we are adding the count plus plus and we are returning the values of the total counts. So for now, I will add the text again. This is test, and we'll add the special character. Now you can see this is a special character we are checking, and it will calculate and it will show it here. So now then the final thing is read total time. So the read total time, how we can check the read total time? For that, the total word counts, and then say we have 938 words divided your total counts by 200. So this is the average count we are going to divide by the words. So for that, what I will do here, will add let of word per minute. We'll set these things to 200, and then we'll return, we have a math operation with seal. This will be returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to its numeric argument. So with the help of this, we are going to get all the words. So as per the rule, based on the words, we are going to divide it by word per minute. So for that already we have a function with get all the words and divided by word per minute. So if I save this, this is test. See, now you can see 3 words, 16 characters and 14 characters without space, and we have a 4 special characters and 1 minute read. So if I add any, so I will go and copy this. So I have copied the paragraph and I will paste it here. So now you can see after paste. So if I clear, if I paste, it will be instantly shows the total words, characters, and then special characters, and then how many read time. So if again I will paste this, now it will be 3 minutes. So we can able to read 3 minutes. It will be calculate by the word. That's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.